Hello, it's Bob Gray Sr. Welcome to Ministry Moments. Lord willing, every Friday at 3 o'clock Central Time, we'll take some time and talk to you about the ministry. You don't have to be a pastor to get help from this broadcast, but you join us each week and subscribe. This way you'll get it just regular every week, 3 o'clock Central Time, Ministry Moments. And we have our own YouTube channel now. And so I hope that you'll subscribe to it. You can go to solvechurchproblems.com and then go to the Ministry Moments and just subscribe there. That way you'll get it every week. Today, I want to talk to you about managing volunteer and paid staff, leadership of volunteer and paid staff. When you first get started, it's you are going to do everything. You'll do everything yourself. The first church that I pastored, my wife and I have put salamander heaters out under the buses on Saturday night when the snow would come, and to make sure that they were able to run on Sunday morning. Now, we had a small church. We ran about 50 drive-in, about 40 to 50 on two buses, sometimes high as 90. And but we did everything. My wife and I unplugged the toilets. We did it all. There wasn't we had a good man by the name of Jack Lewis. God bless him. He was our go-to guy if we had something we couldn't handle. But Mrs. Gray and I made sure that office was open up 6 o'clock every morning. They brought the mail in once a week. That was on Saturday. And I told the mailman, not so. We're open for business. We'll be here every day. And I used to go to the hospital first and visit those who didn't have pastors. And that's how some of the first families that I was able to get in because of going to those that didn't have men of God to be a blessing and led a lot of people to Christ. But anyway, I don't know what that's got to do with what I'm talking about, but I guess it's not going to hurt anything. Managing volunteer and paid staff, or leading a volunteer and paid staff, whatever you want to call it. Number one, most of the time it is bad positioning, not bad people. Now, when you see yourself, you say, boy, I don't know, this is not working out with this guy. Then most of the time it's just nothing but bad positioning, not bad people. They just, and it's really, why should they suffer because we made a bad decision? The truth is we both should share in the suffering. I helped put them there, and they're there, and maybe it's not working out very well. But most of the time, always remember, it's not bad people, it's just bad positioning. Number two, start making sure that you have morning staff devotions every day. Every day I would have devotions with the staff, and to keep them so they can understand my philosophy of my leadership and what I wanted, what I didn't want. And that was good for them. And then when I got to where I was traveling every week, then I would have a different staff person lead the staff devotions on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday night fly back in on Thursday and Friday. So, but the staff devotions it tells you a lot about what's on the staff's mind too. You get the notes and you listen, you look at them, or you tape it and listen to it. Then it kind of helps you a little bit to guide the volunteer staff or the paid staff. Number one, most of the time it's bad positioning, not bad people. Don't look at someone that's not working out as if they are a bad person. Number two, start each morning with staff devotion. Number three, be patient like a father. Be patient like a father. You just didn't step into this thing ready-made either. And somebody was patient with you that you could grow and get to the point to where you could become the pastor. Well, be patient with them. They have potential. They're able to do a lot more than what they're doing now, but you've got to be patient and help them to grow. It's like having children. The children don't come ready-made adults. You've got to go through the grades, through the grade school years and the junior high and the high school and college years and so on. So you're patient like a father. Be patient like a father with them. Number one, most of the time it's bad positioning, not bad people. Don't get that mindset that this is a bad person, maybe bad positioning. Number two, start each morning with staff devotions. Number three, be patient like a father. Number four, don't believe everything you hear. People are going to vie for your approval. Is that the right word? They're going to kind of vie to you and try to win you over to them. You're like daddy, and they want to make sure they've got your approval. And sometimes siblings have a little jealousy between themselves. Jealousy is too strong a word, but they're vying for your relationship to be a little bit stronger than somebody else's relationship. And they've not yet learned to let everybody love. Your people, your members are going to love some staff members more than they do other staff members, and they're going to love them more than they do you. Now, if you're a jealous pastor, you're going to have a lot of difficulty. Allow them, the more they love, the more people that they love, the more love that they will have. All right, so number one, most of the time it's bad positioning, not bad people. Number two, start each morning with staff devotions. That way they see you and what you want, the direction you're going. And then when you're out of town, let one of the staff members take it at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then get the audio tape it and listen to it. And then that helps you give you a little insight into where they are in their maturity. Number three, be patient like a father. Number four, don't believe everything you hear. You jump on something too quick, you're going to hurt somebody. Next, help them reach their potential. If someone comes in about the school, Dr. Zinn was the principal of our schools, well, then I could answer the question, but I wanted people to start looking to him in that area. And then that helps. I could answer, very easily answer, but I point them to the principal. I point them to the music coordinator. I point them to the financial department. I point them to somebody else, the bus director, and I point them to different areas. Why? Because I want, first of all, that person that's leading that ministry, I want them to mature and I want them to grow. And the way to do that is by handling a lot of these questions. Now, sometimes they would slip around and come back to me and say, preacher, I've had this question asked, what should I do? Well, then I'm able to help them. What I'm doing is helping them to reach their potential and expand their potential. Don't hog all of it. Send it to the right people and point them out and build them up. Next, meet weekly with department heads. Sometimes as it grows, then you have a layman maybe who's over the PA system. Well, meet with him once a month. Meet with the layman's head of the ushers downstairs. We had 12 sections downstairs, 10 sections of the balcony. So I'd meet with the guy that was the head of the ushers downstairs, head of the ushers upstairs. I would meet with different people. And so I'd have weekly meetings and monthly meetings. Now, monthly meetings with laymen, because they've got a lot on their plate they've got to do, and they're not being paid. Weekly meetings with those that are paid staff, and meet with them on a weekly basis, and get a folder, a file for each one. And on the left-hand side, have a permanent list of all the duties that they're responsible for. And then have a 8.5 by 11 sheet every week, fill it out of problems they bring to you. I tell them, always bring 5 solutions. Don't bring me a problem. I can find problems. You just bring me, if you have a problem, bring it to me, but give me 5 solutions for that problem. So we meet weekly with those that are paid, monthly with those that are volunteer. Next, have them put their life on paper. There's 168 hours in a week. I want to help them. They've got to balance their family, balance the work, and balance the ministry that they've got. And so I have them put their life on paper, 168 hours in a week. And so that helps me to help them. Next, honor them. Honor them. Brother Hiles had a unique way. He would pick on a new staff member while he was preaching, pick on them. And that the people were drawn to, well, that poor man picked on like that. He was so slick. But honor them. Let them know that you have confidence in the bus director. Let them know you have confidence in and by picking and joking with them, it's going to endear the people to that particular leader. So number one, most of the time it's bad positioning, not bad people. Number two, start each morning with staff devotions. And when you're out of town, have one of them do it, and then listen to it so that you can see where they're at, how they're coming along with their maturity. Next, be patient like a father. Number four, don't believe everything you hear. Don't jump on something that you hear right away. It may not be true. Next, help them reach their potential. Next, meet usually weekly with department heads. Those are paid department heads. If it's volunteer, then meet with them once a month. Number seven, have them put their life on paper. 168 hours a week, have them put their life on paper. Next, honor them. in front of the people. Honor them in front of the people. Next, teach everyone to stay in their own lane. Teach everyone to stay in their own lane. And by the way, Pastor, that's good for you. You should never, ever take on a national issue and stick your neck out because you think you've got something to prove to somebody, that you're a little bit more holy than somebody else. You stay out of everybody else's business. You've got enough in your backyard. You simply take care of your church and your people. You take care of them. Don't get on some national campaign. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to hurt somebody. You're going to destroy somebody. And you're going to wish one day that you'd not done it when you face God. You've got your people. You've got your responsibility. And I don't understand this. How you can hang them to the highest rafter. Somebody's done something wrong around the country. Yet you got a deacon did the same thing. You got a church member did the same thing. You got a Sunday school teacher did the same thing. But you ain't about to hang them high because it'll hurt you. And it's sad. It really is sad. Our wounded need to be helped. Those who are abused ought to be helped by the pastor. The abuser, even if he's thrown in jail, ought to be helped by the pastor. When there's an accident that happens, the EMS pulls up and there's 5 cars in a wreck, the guy never gets out and says, well, who caused this wreck? I need to know before I start ministering to anybody, helping anybody, who caused this wreck. No, they don't do that. They jump in there and try to help everybody. And you do the same. You do the same. Stay in your own backyard. Stay in your own lane. Number 10, pray for each person. Pray for whether they be volunteer or paid. I had a list that I went through. I still have a list I go through of people that I pray for, under pastors. I don't have a church now. I don't have church members, but I have pastors. And it was easier when I had church members. But pray for each person. Next, use volunteer staff if you can. Use volunteer staff if you can. You don't need to hire people to do jobs you don't want to do. You do them first, and then when somebody bubbles up to the surface, they say, I have a heart for that. Well, that's good. Then put them in a volunteer position. Do not promise them paid positions. Don't promise anybody paid positions. You may not be able to do it, and you're going to hurt somebody, and you disappoint somebody. So don't say, look, I think of, for example, this is just me now. You take it or leave it, whatever you want to do. But I've known pastors who would go to the Bible college and say, I'll hire you for a year, and if you make enough to cover your salary, then you can stay on staff. I don't do that. I don't do that. I have a set amount that I spend for administration. Everything I did and do is by percentage. Think about it. The tithe, what is that? 10%. Then look at the Bible. God says a third, a fourth. And why? Because God deals in percentages. So then I would deal in percentages. The tithe, 10%. Offering, 1% or 2% or 3%. That's how I would do it. And I teach our people that. Sometimes they'd come in and say, Pastor, I've got to cut back on my faith promise because my hours are cut back. You don't have to do that if it's on a percentage basis. All you have to do is set that percent. 10% is 10%. 15% is 15%. So don't promise them positions. If you go over 40% or 45% for administration, that's the smoke alarm. Things are going off. No more than 15% on utilities. Learn your percentages and make sure no more than 25% for debt retirement. Now, I read the other day, our national budget, 72% of it's fixed. It's fixed. It's not, it can't go away. 72%, there's no way to cut it. 72%, but there are other areas that you've got. Same thing is true with the ministry. Last point, let the best prove themselves. Let the best use volunteer. Let the best prove themselves. They will prove themselves for a matter of time. They won't come fussing at you about, when am I going to be full-time? When am I going to be full-time? No, they'll be worried about their ministry, about what they're doing. So let the best prove themselves over a period of time. All right, let's see what we got. We're talking about ministering, volunteer, and paid staff. Leading volunteer and paid staff. Number 1, most of the time it's bad positioning, not bad people. Number 2, start with staff devotions each morning. If you're out of town, let one of the staff members do it. It'll tell you a lot about them. Be patient like a father. It's going to take time to form a team, a unit. Don't believe everything you hear. Number 5, help them reach their potential. Number 6, meet weekly with paid department heads and monthly with volunteers. Number 7, have them put their life on paper. Make sure they're not stealing from their family or stealing from their ministry, or that they're balanced. Next, honor them, build them up in front of other people. Teach everyone to stay in their own lane. That's the hardest thing to do. And after you get out and you start pastoring, you still stay in your own lane. Number 10, pray for each person, volunteer or paid. Next, use volunteer staff at the beginning. Do not promise them positions. And last of all, let the best prove themselves over a period of time. Well, I hope that helped you. This is Ministry Moments. We meet every Friday at 3 o'clock Central Time. Go to solvechurchproblems.com on YouTube and then find Ministry Moments and subscribe. That way you just get it just automatically, just like that. And just practical pointers that I think will be of help to you. And I pray that it will anyway. And if I'm around the country in your area, come see me. And our books are BereanPublications.com. It's a place to go get our books. Be patient with us. They're sold out, most of them, and we're trying to get them reprinted and stocked again. Got a new book coming out, The Lost Commandment. Excited about that. And go to solvechurchproblems.com, the website, and subscribe. And I'm going back to my sermons back to 1980, and we're taking Sunday by Sunday from the very beginning, 40 years ago. And my voice is a little higher, but I'm still preaching the same thing. So you can do that. And then I have a Q&A on there. I have daily ministry ideas. I have daily quotes on there. I have ministry moments on there. It's a place to go, solvechurchproblems.com. I think it'll be a blessing. Also, Independent Baptist Online College, ibaptistcollege.org. If you've not finished your degree, that's why we're here to help you. So you check it out, because some of you got 2 years or 3 years of credits and you didn't finish. It's going to bother you, and we want to help you. Our faculty averages 30 years in experience. The men and the women that make up our faculty average 30 years of ministry experience. So you come and check it out. All right. God bless you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Friday, Lord willing. God bless. Goodbye.